Hey there, my name is Sage, and you are watching D&D Daily. Today I'm going to be doing a blind stat block reading that comes from Critical Role's Call of the Netherdeep, the Scuttling Serpentmaw. A Scuttling Serpentmaw looks like an unusually large crab with a sleek black shell. It lurks in crevices and deep underwater canyons. Once spotted, it scuttles towards its prey and reveals its most formidable feature, an armored maw concealed on the back of its shell. This serpentine appendage can extend out from the shell to tear into prey. Though they inhabit water, serpentmaws can't swim. They move along the seafloor in small mobs, working together to tear apart much larger creatures they come across. The Scuttling Serpentmaw is a small aberration that is unaligned, has an armor class of 17 and 65 hit points, and it has a movement speed of 30 feet. It has a +3 to strength, +2 to dex, +3 to con, -4 to intelligence, +0 to wisdom, and -4 to charisma. It has proficiency in stealth, and it has blind sight out to 60 feet and is blind beyond that radius. It has a passive perception of 10. It does not speak any language, it is a challenge rating 4 and has a proficiency bonus of +2. The Scuttling Serpentmaw is amphibious. The Serpentmaw can breathe air and water, and it has pack tactics. The Serpentmaw has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of the Serpentmaw's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated. Actions, we have multi-attack. The Serpentmaw makes 1 bite attack and 2 claw attacks. The bite attack is a melee weapon attack with +5 to hit, a reach out to 15 feet, hits one target and on hit does an average of 10 piercing damage or 17 piercing damage if the Serpentmaw has advantage on the attack roll. And the claw is a melee weapon attack with +5 to hit, a reach of 5 feet, it hits one target and on hit does an average of 7 slashing damage. So we have ourselves a pack hunter, and the stealth proficiency leads me to believe it's sort of like pack ambushers. And I have to say, as far as pack creatures go, this one's pretty terrifying. It's a challenge rating 4, and so if you start throwing several of those together, they're going to be a really deadly combat. The fact that they come with pack tactics as well as a pseudo sneak attack leads us to conclude that these creatures have to fight with their allies. That's their nature. They're pack hunters, pack ambushers to be more precise. However, you got to keep in mind that each one individually is a challenge rating 4, so it's not going to take many of these before they hit a critical mass and become extremely deadly. So this is going to be a fine balancing act as a DM to make sure that you're not throwing too many that your party's just going to get absolutely demolished and eaten, but not too few that it doesn't make sense. They are pack hunters. So this actually makes me think of a mob combat for higher level PCs, which is kind of an unusual, I don't see many stat blocks that I'd put it in that category. Pack hunters for high-end PCs, you usually just take, a mid-level creature and then bring allies, but it's not built to be a pack hunter the way this one is. So I can actually see this being great combat for tier 3 or maybe even tier 4 if the swarm's big enough. But my instinct does say tier 3 is probably where it's going to fall. So when I think about their tactics, what I see is if they can get close enough to the enemy, they're going to swarm it. They're going to get all around it. There's going to be some in the front, some in the back. They're going to, I can kind of see almost like an ant swarm crawling over somebody, except it's a bunch of these small crabs. That's kind of the visual I get as far as their tactics go, because none of their extra stuff works unless one of them's within 5 feet of the creature they're attacking, and so they really want to swarm in that way, and they're not intelligent enough to, dance around and some hit there and then back off. No, nothing like that. They're just going to swarm. Very simple tactic, very straightforward tactic, but it's like in their nature. That is my initial impression of the Scuttling Serpentmaw, but I want to hear about yours. What would you do to make this cooler or more interesting, or would you run it differently? Let me know in the comments down below. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every day. If that's interesting to you, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.